André Rieu has spent decades enchanting audiences with elegance, warmth, and a signature charm that made classical music feel accessible to millions. Known as the King of the Waltz, his concerts are filled with joy, color, and emotional connection. But behind that graceful presence lies a far more complex and deeply human story. While audiences saw confidence and brilliance, there were moments of struggle, pressure, and quiet perseverance that shaped his journey. His life reflects the reality that even those who bring happiness to others must sometimes carry their own burdens in silence. Understanding this side of him adds depth to his legacy, reminding us that artistry often grows from resilience as much as talent. A childhood shaped by discipline. Born on October 1st, 1949, in Maastricht, André Rieu grew up in a household where music was central, but emotional warmth was not always easy to find. His father, André Rieu Sr., was a respected conductor whose expectations were high and whose approach to music was rooted in precision and discipline. From a young age, André was immersed in structure and responsibility, learning the importance of excellence, but often missing the freedom of self-expression. It was through the violin that he began to discover his own voice. Music became more than practice. It became a place where he could feel, explore, and connect. This early contrast between discipline and emotion would later define his unique approach to performance, finding his own musical identity. As André Rieu grew older, he began to challenge the traditional expectations placed upon him. While studying in institutions like the Royal Conservatory of Brussels, he was trained in classical techniques that emphasized precision above all else. Yet he felt drawn to something different, a style of music that connected emotionally with audiences. Waltzes, often dismissed by purists as light or outdated, became his passion. This choice was not without criticism. Many believed he was moving away from serious classical music. But for André, it was about connection rather than convention. He wanted people to feel joy, not distance. This vision required courage, as he stepped away from established norms to create something uniquely his own, building a dream against the odds. In 1987, André Rieu founded the Johann Strauss Orchestra, a decision that would define his career. Starting with a small group of musicians, he built an ensemble focused on bringing classical music to wider audiences. The early years were not easy. Performances were modest, resources were limited, and critics were skeptical. Yet André remained committed to his vision. With the support of his wife, Marjorie Rieu, he gradually expanded his reach. Together, they created a foundation that balanced creativity with organization. Over time, audiences began to respond, drawn to the energy and accessibility of his performances. What started as a small experiment grew into an international phenomenon, proving that passion and persistence can reshape even the most traditional fields. Global success and growing pressure. The 1990s marked a turning point when André Rieu's performances gained worldwide recognition. His interpretation of pieces like Waltz No. 2 brought classical music to new audiences, blending elegance with emotion. Large-scale concerts, elaborate productions, and international tours followed, turning his work into a global enterprise. With success came responsibility, not just to audiences, but to the many people who depended on his productions. Managing such a vast operation required constant effort, attention, and energy. While the public saw celebration and joy, behind the scenes there were long hours and significant pressure. This phase of his life highlights how achievement often comes with challenges that remain unseen, requiring careful balance to sustain both career and well-being. Facing health challenges with determination. Like many performers who maintain demanding schedules, André Rieu eventually faced health challenges that required him to slow down. touring, rehearsals, and large productions can take a toll over time, and he experienced periods where rest and recovery became necessary. These moments served as important reminders of the limits of endurance. Rather than stepping away entirely, he adapted, adjusting his schedule, focusing on well-being, and finding ways to continue performing without compromising his health. This ability to adapt reflects resilience, showing that strength is not just about pushing forward, but also about knowing when to pause and care for oneself. Family support and a new balance. In recent years, André Rieu has found renewed balance with the support of his family, including his son, Pierre Rieu. Their involvement has helped him manage the demands of his career more sustainably, ensuring that his performances remain enjoyable rather than overwhelming. This shift represents a transition from constant expansion to thoughtful preservation. By focusing on quality over quantity, he continues to share his music while protecting his health. Family has become an essential part of this balance, providing both guidance and reassurance. It shows how important support systems are, especially for individuals who have spent years carrying significant responsibilities on their own. Continuing to inspire through music. Even with adjustments to his pace, André Rieu remains deeply connected to his music. His performances continue to bring joy to audiences, maintaining the spirit that made him famous. Whether on large stages or in more controlled settings, his dedication to creating meaningful experiences has not changed. Music remains at the center of his life, serving as both passion and purpose. This ongoing connection highlights the enduring nature of artistic expression. It evolves, but it does not disappear. For André, playing the violin is not just a profession, but a lifelong relationship that continues to define who he is, a legacy of joy and resilience. The story of André Rieu is ultimately one of perseverance, creativity, and connection. From a disciplined childhood to global recognition, he has navigated challenges while staying true to his vision. His journey reminds us that success is not only measured by achievements, but by the ability to adapt, endure, and continue sharing what we love. Whether he chooses to expand his work or focus on a quieter pace, his impact is already lasting. Through his music, he has brought joy to millions, proving that even in the face of challenges, beauty and connection can continue to thrive.